Hello, this is Dr. Radley, family physician in St. George, Utah, and today I want to talk to you about the visit summary. So the visit summary is a document that you should be receiving from your provider when you leave their office. So here's an example of a visit summary that I've done on a dummy patient from my office. This is one that's on Daisy Duck. And Daisy, we've made up a lot of chronic issues to be able to demonstrate training in our office, and so you'll see multiple things on here. I will do a screenshot on this closer up that we can post throughout as I'm talking about it so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about. But the visit summary, if you're not getting one from a provider, they're kind of doing you a disservice. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. First of all, my patients come to expect that printout at the end of their visit. They know that they're supposed to receive a visit summary, and if I forget to give them one for some reason, they usually get a little upset. And I love that. I love that they are personally invested in their health care and taking care of themselves, and they know that that visit summary is a key part of doing that. So please understand what this visit summary is for, and that this is for your benefit. And again, if you aren't getting this from your provider, they're kind of tying your hands behind your back a little bit unless you're really meticulous about taking notes at your visit. So we know that when patients come in to see a provider, typically throughout the visit, they're really only going to recall, usually at best, about 50% of what was discussed in the visit. And again, that's at best. Most people won't even recall that much. And your provider is expecting you to go home and be compliant with the treatment plan, meaning that you're going to go home and do your part to do the things that you talked about today. So if you talked about diet and exercise and changing medications and going to see another specialist or getting some labs done or studies done, those are all things that we want you to be invested in and doing on your behalf to be able to make sure that we're taking the best care of you that we possibly can. But when you walk out and you only remember 50% of what was said during the visit, how good are you really going to be at doing what they've asked you to do? That's tying your hands behind your back. So again, if you're not a meticulous note taker during the visit, you're not going to recall what it was that we said during the visit that needs to be addressed or changed, or what your goals are for your medical care, what we should be focusing on. So what is a visit summary? A visit summary is a document that summarizes the key parts of your visit. On there should include your current vital signs, so you have something to compare from visit to visit and that you can take to other providers and share with them as well. It should have your current allergies so that we know what medications or foods or pollens or etc. you are allergic to. Again, so when you do go visit other medical providers, you can share your visit summary with them, and that they too will have that consistent and correct so that we are doing our best to keep you from harm. It should have a current and up-to-date medication list. And this is one of the key points. There's so many errors that happen between visit to visit or provider to provider with patients taking medications that one provider may not know that they've been given by a different provider and might prescribe a drug in the same class, if not even the same medication. And so patients might get duplicated on type of medications that they're taking or drugs that might have interactions together. So those things need to be communicated between each provider, and you having a current accurate medication list to be able to share that with them is so important. And so I tell my patients, you don't even have to go home and retype a medication list. A lot of them still do anyway, but I said, just take your visit summary, fold it up, put it in your purse or wallet, and hang on to it. Then you always have an up-to-date medication list. And if we have something on there wrong that got entered in incorrectly during your visit, they usually catch that, and we ask them to verify that what we have in there is correct. And if not, let's get that changed and updated in our system to make sure that we always provide the accurate and complete medical record, so that as we're communicating with you and communicating to other providers, we're again keeping you from risk and harm. It should also have on there any procedures, labs, radiology, or other studies that have been ordered, so you know what it is that we're doing as part of your treatment plan. It should have on there the names of any referrals that were sent and why they were sent and their contact number, so that you can be able to get a hold of that referral if they haven't contacted you to schedule an appointment, but also so you know why you're going to see them. A lot of times patients will say, well, I'm being sent to go see the specialist, but I don't really know why. Well, you should. It's your health care. It's your money that's being spent on the health care that you're getting, and you need to be able to know, why are you doing this? What is the point of this in the treatment plan? And then the other thing that is usually on there is your preventative health recommendations. What things have we not covered for you to keep you as healthy as possible that should be covered? So those are the bare minimums. I'm going to tell you what else I put on my visit summaries with my patients. I put on there usually a differential diagnosis. So what does that mean? That means I want them to know this is what I'm thinking could potentially be on the list of things that could cause your symptoms. So if you come in and you're complaining of abdominal pain, I'm going to go through the list of things that might be causing it. So if it's in the right upper quadrant, it might be gallbladder disease, it could be liver disease, it could be bowel problems, it could be pancreatitis, it could be stones, kidney stones. I mean, there's so many different things that be caused, but I will usually list those out for the patient, why we have or have not ruled those in or out, and what we need to do to work that up to figure out if that is what's going on or not. So I'll usually put on the differential diagnosis and then the treatment plan, the steps that we're going to do to rule those things in or out. So it's a kind of the if this then that phenomenon. So the patient knows I'm going to go get this done first, and then if that didn't give us the answer that we needed, then I'm going to go on to step B, and then if that didn't give us the answer that we needed, then step C, and so on and so forth. Because you are crucial in being part of the treatment plan. If you do not understand what we're looking at, what we're trying to diagnose and why, then you're not going to really want to go get those things done or spend the money to have it done, because you're like, well, what's the point of this? And so you need to know what the plan is, and you need to be part of the plan. You need to be part of that communication with your provider. So hopefully they've got that written down on your document for you. Again, you are part of the team. So again, the visit summary, in my opinion, is crucial if I want my patients to be part of the team, part of the discussion, and I want them to be compliant, or meaning that they actually follow up and do what it is that we've talked about, that they know which medications need to be changed, and that they have that tool to be able to use for them, as well as go home and use it as a discussion tool with your family. I guarantee you, almost every single person, when they go to a provider to be seen, they go home and their family members say, what did the doctor say, or what did the provider say? And unfortunately, most of the time people go, oh, I don't know, I don't remember. But with a visit summary in hand, it's all written out there for you in black and white, and you can go, oh yeah, this is what we discussed today, this is what we're looking for, this is what we're going to check up and why. And so you can communicate that effectively with those who care about you and are wanting to be part of that plan with you as well. So again, ask your provider for a visit summary if they're not providing one, and hold them to that expectation that they care enough about you that they want you to have that information to give you the best success rate that you possibly can have at continuing on and taking care of your health. This is Dr. Radley, family physician in St. George, Utah, and until next time, Pura Vida.